everybody. Hey everybody. Yeah, I guess I'll just do this. So for this video, I wanted to make something on depersonalization, derealization disorder, and the different ways people describe having it. I have this disorder myself, so I'll throw some of my input in. Yeah, so from this research article, it says depersonalization, derealization is defined in the DSM-5 as persistent or recurrent experiences of feeling detached from and as if one is an outside observer of one's mental processes. More specifically, depersonalization disorder is characterized by distressing feelings of unreality and alterations in a person's sense of self. Also, so when you're talking about depersonalization specifically, that's usually this feeling that people are outside of their body, or that there's something dissociative about their person. And then when you're talking about derealization, it's usually the environment. Like maybe the environment around you doesn't seem real or it seems blunted. So starting with some Reddit posts. This person says, it feels like how depression would, I guess. The panic attacks and severe terror have sort of morphed into apathy and numbness for me now. One thing that comes up a lot is how people feel blunted and like nothing around them is real, and they can't enjoy things they normally enjoy, which will kind of lead into this apathy and depression, which sucks. I feel like my life is up. I've burnt it. I've lived it. I'm done. I have these memories of me as a child either dying or messing up my life badly, and then my reality switched and I got a restart. I don't know what they're talking about there. With this disorder, there are a lot of weird visual things that go on, which again makes this kind of scary. It almost feels like hallucinations. Tonight at dusk, I was out with my bro in the countryside, and I could see a highway in the distance and was watching the cars driving, and it literally seemed like I could reach out my hand and touch them. It was extremely uncomfortable and unsettling, so I tried my best to ignore it, but blah, blah, blah. Sometimes when my DPDR gets really bad, I feel like it even affects my mind's eye. So I guess this person is a hippie. Like, I can't even close my eyes and daydream because my brain is fucked up. This happens on especially bad DPDR days when my depth perception is really off. Again, we're talking about depth perception. When people are dissociating like this, daydreaming can get a little weird. The lines between reality and unreality. Okay, so going on to some memes. This one showcases how, especially in depersonalization, you kind of feel like you're watching yourself. So this penguin has become two penguins. There's a shadow penguin. I know for me, a lot of times, you know, like if I would try to go to a party when I'm dissociating, it just seems like all this stuff is happening around me in sort of like this weird kind of fuzzy vortex that I'm disconnected from. Here's another example, you know, feeling like you're behind your own eyes. Here's some artwork that somebody made in the Reddit forum, talking about this is how they feel. Let's try to interpret this. So there are a bunch of red ribbony things coming out of this person. Maybe I should have read the comments to see exactly what this is supposed to signify. But hey, leave your own artistic interpretations in the comments. Here's a little thing from Twitter. See, look, I'm using all these diverse mediums, guys. How do you tell someone I'm not ignoring you? I'm just dissociating from reality right now, and the days are all blurred together, and I feel completely apathetic towards everyone and everything around me, so it's really hard for me to maintain a conversation. No matter how hard we try, it doesn't feel like it's worth explaining, or when we do explain it, it's not like the other person really understands. So, I mean, something I say is like, oh, I feel kind of off right now, or have like brain fog right now. So yeah, I mean, it can be pretty anxiety inducing to try to figure out how to communicate with other people about this. Here's another Reddit post. It also shows that DPDR is multivariant and its symptoms often are hard to verbalize. So that's what I was talking about, you know, hard to verbalize symptoms. Actually, I don't give a fuck about whatever this person's saying. This Redditor says, basically the overanalysis of everything results in you constantly examining reality itself rather than what's in it. A huge thing with this disorder is that people are constantly checking to see what their current state of mind is to see if they're dissociating. So, for instance, for me, when I was in high school, and I didn't really know I had this. I just knew something weird was happening. Is I'd wake up and then just look around to see how clear everything looked. And if things were looking crisp, then that was a sign that I was going to have a good day, or at least a good few hours, because I wasn't dissociating. But if I woke up and things looked a little off or skewed, people often talk about it looking like they're high or drunk or something like that kind of visual change. Then I'd be like, all right, well, I'm fucked. Depersonalization makes me feel like a stupid, boring person. My friends pretty much haven't bothered or even messaged me since this personality loss unless I hit them up. Some won't even respond to my texts at all anymore. It's really depressing, and I'm afraid I might lose contact with them forever. Well, first off, your friends suck. I've also become socially awkward and have trouble keeping a conversation going. I'm way too busy thinking about repetitive shit or getting worried that my mind will just go blank. I would be interested to know if their friends are really abandoning them because of this, or if they started self-isolating because of this and then their friends don't hit them up anymore. Not to try to psychoanalyze someone from Reddit who I have no idea who they are, but this person's saying, does anyone else constantly get freaked out by their own existence? I don't know how to explain this, but every 5 seconds my brain's like, wow, you exist. And it makes me feel so disconnected from both the present and the past. Like I'm constantly so aware of my own consciousness that it freaks me out beyond. You know I'm reading from Reddit, but it's just, can you just say beyond belief? That'd be helpful. No matter how hard you try, it's so hard to truly explain how scary it is. I always get this scary feeling that in a matter of seconds, everything's going to just disappear. And a part of me that knows that's not true, but the fear is real. You can tell yourself it's all just in your mind, but the fear is real. This is the best emotional description out of all of these, because it is terrifying. There are a lot of people on Reddit and a lot of people I've talked to where the derealization, depersonalization goes away after a period of time, but there are people that just have chronic dissociation. I know every time I get it, I'm like, am I gonna be the one that is just chronically dissociated? Because I have before. The longest I dissociated continuously was from 12 to 17. Okay, let's move on to one of these point of view videos.
The main entrance key. This is my.
I was almost laughing out loud during this video.
I have my water here.
There's this cat.
Will I ever be human and feel human? I want to feel like myself.
He's rubbing
again.
his mug.
Just connect with people. Feel like I'm.
This is him having an anxiety attack.
Just relax. I feel so weird. Fuck! Will you stop at some point? I don't want to fucking die. I don't want this.
Yeah.
Will you fucking stop?
This is very dramatic, but
Is it over soon?
he is right.
Continue, right? Well, go on then.
When you're having dissociation like that, there's a lot of just kind of staring at things. So if you noticed, he was staring at his cup and his cat. If you watch the video, he's like going to war with himself, and he decides that now it's time for me to accept this instead of be victim to it. Interesting video, super goofy. This one is quite a bummer.
All I can do about it is complain, make jokes, pretend I'm not affected by it. But I am. I always am.
Yeah, so there's some sad music playing. I was kind of hoping there'd be some sort of positive conclusion. I really like this video. I think this person wrote a book on derealization, or they wrote a book about their experiences with mental health or something, but she has some super good descriptions. I would recommend watching the whole video, even though I didn't watch the whole video really, because I was just looking for clips. Here she goes. She's reading a passage from her book right here.
The film you've been watching at the cinema has just ended. The credits are rolling, and suddenly you're trying to pull yourself back to reality. You exit the theatre and look around at your friends, trying to regain some familiarity. But they're not the characters you've been empathizing with for the past few hours. They're solid and real, and for some reason, weird looking.
That's amazing. When she's talking, I mean, that whole thing she's talking about being in the movie theater, I don't know why this happens. I've been having really bad derealization episodes. Like I said, from like 12 to 17, this would happen. But if I was reading or if I was watching movies, I would emotionally relate to the characters like they were real people, but I wouldn't emotionally relate to real people. And so movies would almost seem like they were coming alive in my brain. And if I went to sleep, I would have like dreams about them and stuff. So going out of some of the Reddit meme YouTube stuff, I got a doctor right here that's talking about it. This dude's name's Todd Grande. He makes a lot of videos. He makes videos where he analyzes people's psychology and pathology. He is an awkward dude, and if I had to pick any person I've seen online, he would be the one that I'd expect to find some weird stuff in his refrigerator.
Now, there are other criteria for this disorder, including that reality testing is intact during the experiences.
So reality testing, as he just mentioned, it's the ability to understand what's real and what's not. No, say you're having a perceptual change, right? You feel like the hallways are longer than usual, right? You know that the hallways actually aren't longer. And so this is how this disorder differentiates itself from, say, schizophrenia, where somebody who was experiencing psychosis would say, oh no, that hallway is longer.
Some common descriptions we hear with this disorder on the depersonalization side would be an out-of-body experience, feeling robotic, lacking control over movement or thought or feeling, and also knowing that feelings should be present, but being unable to feel.
That's something, when I was mentioning that I would wake up and try to see if my vision was affected to know if I was dissociating. Another thing I would do is like these little empathy tests in my head. So I'd be like, okay, if my friend died, how would I feel? And if I was having derealization episodes, I couldn't have this hypothetical empathy that somebody might have if they think about somebody close to them dying. If I felt normal, then I could have that hypothetical empathy. So, oh, hey, look, we have a fun, jolly guy.
Some people
from
say that
SciShow.
experiencing these things is like having a glass wall between themselves and the world. For others,
Good description.
everything might feel far away and dreamlike, or it might feel like their head is stuffed with cotton.
Ooh, head stuffed with cotton. That'd be a good tattoo. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you like the video.